Hey everybody, I'm Zokai and we are live. Actually, this is my first time going live and I am really excited about this. So, girl, have you ever been in a space in life where you knew you had to start over? It could be from like a divorce or a major life event happening, right? And you knew that you needed to do some things a little bit differently this time around. It could be scary because we don't always know where to start. We don't always know what to do. But today I have 10 steps to help you rebuild your life, especially after divorce. Okay, so I have my notes. I am going to be looking at my notes because after you get a certain age, child, you just forget stuff. And I don't want to forget anything. Hey, Drea, thanks for joining the live. Okay, let me find my notes. I got my old schools in, and that's what I call my old schools because they're wired, and my kids be talking about me, and I don't care because they get the job done. I can hear, and whoever I'm speaking to can hear me. Um, and so that's I feel like this is just what it got to be. Okay, okay. So let's get started with step number one. So the first step to rebuilding your life after anything, especially divorce, is just really overcoming the fear of starting over. Because if you were like me, I was a housewife. I like to say director of home affairs because I like to zhuzh it up a little bit because ain't nobody just gonna tell me I was somebody's housewife and just at home with the kids like it was nothing. It was everything. Okay. And so my life was set up a certain way. I wasn't used to, going to a 9 to 5. I didn't have to do some of the things, that other people had to do. I was pretty comfortable for the most part, right? And so it was scary, like thinking about, oh, how am I going to survive? How am I going to, start working again with these two kids because they literally run my life to this day. They still run my life. If y'all have kids, let me know in the comments. You know how it goes. So you don't have a life; they are the life. So just overcoming that fear of, okay, let me start over, and because then you want it to be different. It can't be what it was before because that's how you got there in the first place, right? Why you need to start over. So you just got to embrace, the new beginning. So for most things, when we're starting over, we always focus on the end of a thing, but really we should focus on the beginning because this is, something that's about to start. So number two is, are you too late? It's the fear of missed opportunities. And I have this so bad, y'all, because I think that I just think that life is passing me by sometimes and that I'm going to miss any and everything that's happening. And I fear that I'm too late to start my business was one of my fears. I was too late to go back to school. I was too late to move out of state. All of these things, right? That these stories, because that's what it is. It's just a story that we telling ourselves that we're too late. But we're not. We're not too late. If it's something that's destined for you to do, okay, it's Sunday, so I could preach a little bit. Is that okay with y'all? Hey Adrian, hey goddaughter. So if there's something that's destined for you to do, it doesn't matter when you start it. Just start the thing and it's gonna happen. Sometimes some things that are destined for us, it do take a little bit longer because I'm gonna just keep it real because y'all my people. We be making dumbass decisions and we just be doing the wrong thing. So it takes us a little bit longer to get back on track. But the point is, hey goddaughter, hey Cynthia. But the point is, it's not too late and just start. I saw this article, I think on TikTok, and this lady, she was in her 80s. I'm not gonna lie, because I'll make up a story in a minute. She was in her 80s and she had just got her master's degree, I think, either her master's or her doctorate. If that lady can do it, we can do whatever it is. It ain't too late for us. It is not too late. So we can do it. All right. Number three, releasing the fear of the unknown. And usually, oh, she was 83. Okay, so you read that too. And we see those stories, and sometimes we be like, oh, yay, that was good. That was great for her, blah, blah, blah. But we don't think that it's possible for us, but it is. if that lady could do that, we can do anything at any age. We didn't miss anything. If anything, especially after a divorce, you are more clear than ever about what it is that you can do and how you want your life to be. And it's the perfect opportunity to create that life. Number three is, what if I fail? Do any of y'all feel like that? Y'all have that fear, like, what if I start this thing and then, it fails? I thought that about this YouTube channel. To be honest, I'm gonna just keep it real. I was like, what if I get on here and don't nobody look at nothing, nobody care about nothing I'm talking about, and then I see other channels and I'm like, if they on here, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna keep it cute. I could be on here too. So what we have to do is just shift our mindset around failure and really think of it as stepping stones to growth. I mean, and the reality is, okay, y'all seeing every day, all the time. The reality is, even if you do fail or it looks like a failure, start over or do something else. That's just the indicator that, okay, this didn't work, but let me try this or let me tweak it like that. It doesn't mean that you can't do something new, right? It just means keep going and start over. Step four, I don't know who I am anymore. Rediscovering yourself. And this is so huge when we go through divorces or when we, especially us mothers, if you are a mother and your kids are getting older and you go through a divorce, it's like you looking in the mirror and you like, who the fuck is it? I don't think I'm supposed to cuss on here, but it's like, who am I? Like, what do I like? What do I do? And so during this stuff, I like to tell my clients, this is the best stuff to me. This is where you can really like date yourself and get to know who you are. Even if you're not trying to be in another relationship, but you shouldn't, because you are grieving. That's a period of grief. When you end a relationship that's long term, whether you were married or not, you got to grieve that thing because it's like a real death. But that's when you can really discover who you really are, because sometimes we get lost when we with these men. We're living in their shadows. We are so and so's mama. We are that person's wife, especially if that man was a high profile person, like my first ex was. I was so and so's wife. Now I'm so and so's ex wife. So it's still like that. But now I am more secure about who I am. I rediscovered myself and recreated myself. So now it's like, no, I'm okay. Okay. And we have to do that. You have to get to know who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. So it's all a process of just really thinking about some tools that can help you rediscover yourself. One of my favorite tools, and we hear it all the time, and it sounds like, yeah, okay, is journaling. And let me tell you why. If you are a sassy sister like myself, some things that you want to say to people and about people, you can't always say. So you need to write it down in a journal. Or if you feel like things are going on and you don't have anybody to talk to, you got to sort some things out in your mind. It's something about when that pen comes in contact with that paper, you get real clear real fast. So journaling is an excellent tool to help you rediscover who you are. You can really write down, okay, I want this personality to be like this trait to be like this. I probably should readjust this about myself. I like this part of myself. I don't like this. I want to hear this. I want to smell like this. I want to look like a certain thing. That was one of my biggest things when I first separated from him. I looked crazy as hell. I looked crazy. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't know who I was because that person looked a mess. Not because I needed to rediscover myself on the inside. I needed to do that too. But I didn't know who that girl was. And I hated it. My background is in beauty and cosmetology and makeup and all of that. So When I saw acne, when I saw large pores and dark circles and big bags, that affected me tremendously. I was like, oh, hell no, I got to fix this. So a lot of times people were like, oh, you want to meditate and you want to journal and you want to do this and that. But sometimes something as simple as how you're looking can stop you from even getting to that point. So for me, I had to start with the outside and then work my way in. I'm sitting there meditating like, how do I get this acne to go away? Why is this happening to me? I'm not even focusing on, nothing that I need to be focused on. So that's step 4, rediscovering who you are. Step 5 is, can I really do this alone? And some people that I have talked to in relationships that they really should not be in, one of the biggest things for them is this something I could do by myself? We struggle with finding that strength within to push forward and move forward. And sometimes you need to, remind yourself, like, yeah, I could do, Adrienne said, that's the one. That's a big one, right? Because it's like, damn, I know for me, I was like, who gonna pay these bills? Because I was used to him paying it. I know before him that I worked and I, did this and I did that. But when he came and he took over everything, I was like, damn, can I pay all these bills? Do I want to pay all these? Do I want to pay? No, because no, I didn't. But we had to do it, especially with little kids. I had when we separated, I had 2 toddlers. They were toddlers. And I was like, Lord have mercy. I did not know that I was going to be a single mama. I didn't, that wasn't in my plan. Nobody gets married and plan for a divorce unless you are on a path where you are marrying somebody who's about to transition soon anyway, because you're marrying for money. But the rest of us, we think it's going to last forever. We want to marry for love and do the journey and all of that, right? So we don't think about, well, when we divorce, I'm gonna be a single mom and I'm gonna have to do all these things alone by myself. But it's the reality, right? That sometimes we have to do things by ourselves. But what you can do, even if you don't have a community, because a lot of us don't have community, we don't have nobody to help us. We don't have a backup system. We don't have people to watch these kids while we go to work and do this and that. But if you put together, I'm all about writing a plan. Some of my goddaughters are on here and they will tell you, my best friend on here too, and she will tell you, I am all like, okay, what's the plan? Let's write down the plan and then let's have a contingency plan for that plan. I can assure you that there is a solution for every single thing. Anything that you need help with, there's a solution to it. And sometimes you may need to put another head with yours so you can get to that solution, but the solution can come and you can do it. You can do it. My grandmother was talking to somebody else and she said to me that she wasn't talking to me, but she said to us, she was talking to the lady. And she said, women have been doing this for forever. And if they could do it with, they didn't have as many resources as we have, we could do it. And I was like, Grandma, right? Because if my grandma said it, that's the truth. And you can take that to the bank. But it's those things that make so much sense that we forget. Other people have been doing this for centuries. Women have been doing this for forever. And you can do it. They can do it. You can do it. Okay. Let's see. What y'all saying over here? You just had that discussion. There's always a plan. There is always a plan. I'm a firm believer in that. There's always a plan, there's always a solution. Okay, so step 6. Will I ever feel beautiful again? So this is where you have to reclaim your rating it, right? So go back to the other step when I was talking about I can't even meditate and get my innards together because I was focused on my outward. When we are in relationships with people who break us down and tear us down, I don't, whoever said sticks and stones may break our bones, but words can never hurt us. That was the dumbest person who didn't live one day of life. Okay. They was on the send off mission. They wanted to send all of us off telling us that, because that is the biggest lie to ever be told. Words hurt so much worse and they last. You can physically hit me, cut me, whatever, and that thing gonna heal. It may leave a scar, but it's gonna heal. But it's some injuries from words that will never heal. And some of us have been in emotional, abusive relationships where our partners have completely broken us down. We feel ugly. We feel like we're not beautiful anymore. We, you know, the self esteem really takes a hit. And it's because of those words. Words are very powerful. But you can definitely start over and start to feel beautiful again. Because the reality is, for a lot of us, um, we don't see what everybody else see, right? And I'm so guilty of this. I'll be in the mirror like, oh my God, this is a mess. This look crazy. What is going on with this, that? And then my partner or my kids or even my friend will be like, oh, girl, you look so pretty today. And I'm like, what they looking at? Because how you perceive yourself may be different. So one of my ultimate, ultimate fast makeover tips are get you some lipstick. My go-to color is red. For you, it could be a pink or a nude or a gold, whatever it is. Switch it up. Do something different than what you normally do. If you normally do a nude, do a bold. If you normally do a bold, do a nude. And put that on, and that's it. That's all you need to do. And you are going to feel so much better about yourself. So start there. You can start with something as simple as that. You can start with I have a story about the lipstick and this really easy tip about just changing the part in your hair. When I was in hair school and my kids were still small, they were in preschool, and I would drop them off at preschool before I went to Paul Mitchell. And there was this lady, and she was struggling with her. She had one, it was like she was like a newborn because she was still in the little carrier thing. And she would be struggling and she would look insane. Like she looked like a tornado went through and she was like, okay, I'm going to drop a kid off. That's what she looked like every day. And so I would see her and I would speak, we would keep it cordial. And then one day she said to me, how do you always look so put together? And she just began to tell me about how she was going through some things with her husband and she wasn't feeling, feeling her best. She wasn't feeling beautiful anymore. She had just had the baby. And, y'all know how it goes, the whole story. And so I told her where something really, because she always wore a ponytail, but it was always just messy and not the cute messy, not the purposely messy. It was a messy. And I told her, don't wear a ponytail, change your part, because she would have it parted, whatever side it was. Switch the part, don't wear a ponytail, and put on some red lipstick. And I told her, of course, I had to look put together, otherwise they wouldn't let me in that school. But I also was the same person who used to wear stilettos to the grocery store. So there's that. So she said, that's it? That's all you do? And I was like, and take a bath. My answer for everything is take a bath and take a nap and get a snack. Problem solved. So she said, okay. So she went and she did it. And then a couple of weeks later, I hadn't seen her for a while. And a couple of weeks later, I didn't even recognize this lady. And she had her hair down. It was curled, really pretty. And she had on a little mascara and she just had on some lip gloss. And she said, I want to thank you so much because you saved my marriage. And I was like, girl, what? I did what? I'm like, all I told you to do was put on some lipstick. And she was like, I know. And it changed everything. I wore my hair down. We went on a date and I put on the red lipstick like you told me. And then we could talk about things. And some things happened that hadn't happened in a while. And I was like, yes, yes, the lipstick saves the day. So red lips is always a win for me. Okay. And so for you guys, skincare is always number one. If your skin is good, whether you wear makeup or not, you're going to be good. So your skincare, just the things that make you feel good and make you feel beautiful, because it's true. When you look good, you feel good. Number 7, what will people think? Silencing that um, voice of judgment. Adrian said, "Oh, folks don't like red lipstick. They sure don't, and that's why I wear it." My mama used to tell me that's for the streetwalkers, the ladies of the night, and I was like, "Well, baby, I'm about to be the queen of the night because I'm putting this red lips on and red nail polish." I don't know what that is with that. You said you, you too, yes, because it's so pretty. They knew it was cute. That's why they wanted to stop us. Hey, Carly. Okay. So when you think about silencing that voice of judgment, even the people who don't care about what people think, even those people go through this, especially after a divorce, because usually, for whatever reason, they make society makes us feel like we have failed. We are a failure if we are going through a divorce or if we can't get some things together in our lives. But this is what I have to say to this, and it's about to sound really simple and really like what, but let me tell y'all the secret. Come closer. F those people. F them, because at the end of the day, their life is a mess too. You can guarantee it. They are not somebody whose life that you will want to fashion your own after. And so once you can get past that, worrying about what people think, that can always build up your self assurance and keep you in alignment with your own goals. When you stay, on purpose, when you live on purpose and you are targeting the things that you said you want to do, you don't care what nobody's talking about. You don't care what nobody's thinking. Let me tell y'all something. My first husband is an entertainer, and he got on stage and he said some of the most embarrassing things about me. He said some of the most embarrassing things about me. He has created entire shows around me that were not true. And it's embarrassing, right? And then you have all these people looking at you funny, talking about you behind your back and all this stuff. And especially when it's not true, and you're like, damn, how can they be judging me? And they don't even know what's going on. They don't even know the truth about this thing. And I just finally got to a point where I was like, I really don't care. I really don't care. And just said, that's okay. Girl, please support him. Okay. At least until these kids. Okay. I'm just saying. All right. So we're not going to worry about what the people are thinking. In step 7, it's critical to rebuilding your life after divorce. Not worried about judgment. Okay. Number 8, is it worth it? Overcoming the fear of investing in yourself. We as women, we put ourselves last all the time when it comes to anything. Everybody else can get before we give to ourselves. And in order to really rebuild a life that is going to be fulfilling for you, you cannot be afraid to invest in yourself. Get the new wardrobe, pay for the good skincare, get the good weave. Um, Invest in your spiritual life, invest in personal development, those things that are going to help take you to the next level when you start rebuilding your life. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself, because it's an investment. And what do you get with an investment? You expect a return on your investment, right? And so when you invest in yourself, you're going to get a huge return on yourself. So it's definitely going to be worth it. It's always going to be worth it, because that's when you get true transformation. But it is going to cost you. It may cost you a little, it may cost you a lot, but it's going to cost you. But you can't be afraid. Whatever that investment is, because it's not always a money investment. Sometimes it's a time investment. Sometimes um, putting in that time to learn a new skill, or to take the class, the spiritual class, the regular class, to go back to school. So sometimes it's not always about money. Sometimes it's taking the time and closing your door so you can take a bath undisturbed, so you can go to the restroom undisturbed. Priceless to me. I still can't go to the bathroom without somebody coming in there wanting to have a whole conversation about what's happening at school. It is what it is. But sometimes you have to make those investments so you can have your peace, so that you can move forward and really recreate the life that you want to have. Step 9. How do I balance it all? Releasing the fear of burnout. This actually kind of ties into step 8, because when you invest in yourself and you take time for self-care, and then you pay the money for self-care, that's how you're going to balance burnout. You have to take care of yourself. You can't serve from an empty cup. So you have to fill yourself up. And I know we've heard this before, but I'm going to say it again. You have to fill yourself up so you can serve from the overflow, not from a deficit. If I give you a bank card and I tell you, hey, Adrian, hey, Carly, there's $1 million in this account, and here's the card, right? And then you go in there and people are asking you for this and that, and you going in and you taking out, you taking out, you taking out. And then you're like, oh, let me get some stuff for myself. And now you get in there and the account is overdrawn. You're not going to be able to do anything because you've given it all out. You have to put in as you take out. Um, Setting boundaries is also something that's challenging for us, because we are usually so used to saying yes to everything and everybody. When my mother said it best, no is a complete sentence. That's it. Say no. You tired, you feeling overwhelmed, you feeling like you just can't do it. Say no. Just say no. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't have to tell nobody, why you can't do it, or you wish you could. No, I ain't gonna be able to do that. I'm so sorry. Catch me next time. And that's okay. And feel okay doing that, because when you have been sat down, because that's what happens. Sometimes we're doing too much and spirit sits us right on down, and we're in the hospital. Those people who were asking and taking from us, they're not there to nurse you back to health. So you have to make yourself a priority first so you can serve from that overflow. And then finally, step 10, guys, is what if I'm not enough? That's healing the self doubt and imposter syndrome. Sometimes we feel like we are not enough. If you have gone through a divorce, even if you know that you are everything, it's something about going through that process of divorce that makes you feel like something about me was not enough, because he did fill in the blank, because I allowed fill in the blank, whether it's he cheated, he didn't provide like he was supposed to. You allowed certain things to happen. You allowed the abuse. You allowed the mistreatment. So that means, and then he left. He left, or I had to leave because this wasn't going to stop. It still all makes you feel like you're not enough at the end of the day. And so when you think like that, when you're feeling like you're not enough, that holds you back in so many other areas that you are subconsciously unaware of, because now that program is running in the back of your mind and your subconscious, and it's having you choose to do certain things or not do certain things, and you can't figure out why you can't get ahead. Well, it's because you're doubting yourself. and you're feeling like you're not enough because your subconscious is continuously running the program of what happened in that failed relationship on a loop. And it's just, over and over and over and over. Well, how do you get out of that? Some things that can start you very basic, and we hear it all the time, is affirmations, because we have to reprogram the current program, because that one is the one that's incorrect, is broke. So we have to reprogram ourselves with words, with music. Another tool that I just got certified for, gave me, if I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna get certified for something. It's somatic yoga, releasing that trauma that's buried so deep. Reiki, doing Reiki, receiving Reiki, all of these things release traumas that we don't even always know how to articulate, because sometimes, most of the time, it starts from when you are small, not even when you get to the point of divorcing some man. It started when you were a child. So those are some things that can help you combat those feelings of inadequacy. Um, any spiritual practice, really, meditation, again, journaling, any kind of exercise can help release that. So, thank you for joining me for those 10 steps. And before you go, I just want to invite you all to download the 30-day spiritual growth challenge. These are some things that actually help me on the spiritual side go through the process of rebuilding my life when I got a divorce and was sent back to the basement with my parents. So I believe it's going to be in the description. If not, you can check out the website, and you'll be able to, zokai.co, and you'll be able to download that. It's complimentary, and it's so beneficial. It's so beneficial for you. But thank you guys for joining me today. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.